Okay, I'm making this video. It's called Incels Banned from Various Websites Promoting Hate Towards Women. And I was really unaware. What is an incel? And I'm like, what the heck is an incel? I have never understood fully what that was. But I'm learning now what it is, unfortunately. So Reddit, this was actually in 2017 because this has been going on for quite a while. And this is something that, many, if they don't realize, there are many videos where there are males that are inciting violence against women. And not only violence, but even the people who are just mild, they're not necessarily inciting violence. There's some males who, anything having to do with a woman, if she's a single woman, if she's a Black woman, if she's a woman, period, how to hurt the woman, everything is blamed on the woman. Why they're single as males, that's blamed on the woman. So Reddit bans incel group for inciting violence against women. So there are a lot of videos, believe it or not, on social media that promote killing women or hurting women or getting in relationship with women to hurt women with the whole intent of hurting women. So this is out of the New York Times. So Reddit they banned a group called Incel. This community has banned, okay, content policy. And it's regarding violent content. So this is by a Kristen Hauser. So Reddit has banned the online community of incels, or men who blame women for their involuntary celibacy, and sometimes they advocate rape or rape culture, as it is called often, as a part of a new crackdown on forums that glorify and incite violence. On Tuesday, the incel subreddit disappeared from the internet forum and was replaced with a symbol of a gavel on a red background. The statement from the company email on Thursday said that the move was in line with the policy announced on October 25th. This was in 2017, of course, to ban the content that calls for violence and physical harm to women. So communities focus on this content, and users who post such content will be banned on the site. The incel subreddit, which had, now listen to how many members this group had, 40,000 members. Ladies, 40,000 members were involved in this group. That's a lot of people. And you don't know who those people are, because people can hide behind these groups online and you don't never have to see their face. And they could be promoting hate towards women or violence towards women or doing violence and harm to women. So a similar online site promoting hate against women have been under scrutiny for very many years. While the incel content was closed this week, some of it has been tracked by a watchdog online community called Incel Tears, which posted screenshots of old posts to call out the derogatory slurs for women, examples of misogyny, and comments justifying rape. And so the online petition called Reddit to ban the incel community subreddit, noting that Elliot O. Roger, a California man who killed 6 people in a 2014 rampage in Isla Vista near the University of California, Santa Barbara, before firing a bullet into his head, was referred to in the group as the Saint Elliot. So this man killed 6 people, and put a bullet to his head. These are the kind of people that are in these types of groups. So Mr. Roger had left behind a rambling history of videos and social media posts on sites popular with sexually frustrated men. In one site called PUA Hate for Pick Up Artiste Hate, Mr. Roger expressed his disgust at women questioning how they could resist his charms. One day, incels will realize their true strength in numbers and will overthrow this oppressive feminist system, he wrote. Start envisioning a world where women fear you. That says a lot. So, you women who are looking for a mate, be careful. There were 40,000 people subscribed to this one thing, this one group alone. Reddit moved against the group, fell into the same pattern that other companies, including Facebook and Twitter and the domain register services such as the ones that ban white supremacy groups sites, the Daily Stormer, in August, have taken the violent content to address the violent content. And so it's the same thing as when they have these white supremacist groups. They post, a lot of hate videos all over YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and wherever they can get away with it. And they build a following. And you don't know who all these people are. And they could be professionals. They don't normally have to be somebody that isn't working and you think they must be just the ignorant types. No, it could be working class professionals that are involved in these groups because they have to give money to some of these groups too because they ask for donations so they can continue making the videos to where it appeals to that crowd. So in August, they have taken to address the violent content. So I view this as part of a broader movement, Daniel K. Citron, a University of Maryland law professor who has studied the phenomenon of online hate, said on Thursday, so that there are communities like the Daily Stormer, which is a white supremacist group, that we find troubling and calls for violence. And we don't want to aid and abet groups that call for violence, such as the ones against women as well. So it is not clear when the term incels was coined, but the link between misogyny and violence against women has emerged on sites where incel communities gather. So Mary Ann Franks, a professor of the law at the University of Miami who has studied online abuse and harassment, said that when she read Mr. Rogers' manifesto, she was reminded of George Sodini, a Pennsylvania man who shot 3 women in Pennsylvania in 2009, leaving behind an online diary that detailed his loneliness and lack of success with women. So these men got angry at the women that they see as depriving them of something they are entitled to, Professor Frank said. It was a trend in online forums that they legitimately had a reasons to lash out. Speaking of Mr. Rogers and Mr. Sodini, so last month, after Reddit initiated the broader policy to clarify its rules on what content was banned, the first to go was subreddits for Nazis. Okay, so that was a Nazi site. And it was racist and white supremacist groups. So those were the first groups that they had to, ban. And they probably still got to ban some of those groups because they probably go under other names that they don't seem as obvious. And I'm supposing that incels will do the same, where they'll change their name up so it doesn't appear to be as obvious who they are. The move to ban incels appeared to be part of a wider sweep of the subreddits that It has flushed out over the years, such as ones that encourage people to covertly photograph women on the street, or one that promoted rape, which has been banned for inciting harm to women. So one promoted rape, then there was the other one that would photograph women. Just you could be walking, minding your own business, not bothering, and they're photographing you. Whether it is on a particular ecosystem or alternatively within the alt-right itself, it is part of an online world that has been growing very rapidly. Heidi Burridge, the director of the intelligent projects for the Southern Poverty Law Center, has said misogyny is shockingly frequent to find on the web in these areas. So that's pretty much the whole article. And I thought I would bring that out because there's a whole lot of videos where, and this is when they changed it, this community is banned. So they put that up there. And so this right here, this article is dating back. It's in the New York Times, but I thought it was important to bring out this because there are men that every video is about how they hate women. They hate single women. They hate any kind of woman. It doesn't matter what her race. Some of it is specific. Some will say, oh, it matters the race. We hate Black women. Or they're just broader, not as narrow. They just hate women in general. And they're promoting the harm or the death or the rape culture of women to promote it onto a form so they can draw an audience and promote this hate culture, and not only the hate culture, but the rape culture. And so this is very prevalent. This has been going on for years and has gotten worse over the years. And so now you have men that are they may be using articles, they may be using something about a woman, anything happening pertaining to a female to promote and incite the death of women. And so these men, they are also blaming the incels, also blaming women as to why they are by themselves, or they can't, as they say, they can't get in relationships with women. So they do things like the derogatory slurs. There's a lot of misogyny. They justify why they rape. They think rape is something that should be. Also, I did a video, and this guy happened to be a pedophile, and he's trying to run for a political seat. He was on these sites as well, and he has a history of pedophilia. And so there's all these kind of men, and also there's Black men that are making videos about single women, how they hate single women, or how single womanhood has ruined their lives. And so watch yourself, ladies, watch yourself. And men, if you're not really about that, watch what sites that you listen to and where this is coming from, because they're not being completely forthright in what their agendas are. And here it says the incel groups had 40,000 members, and they were promoting hate against women, and they've been under scrutiny for years behind it. And so they still promote this online 24/7. I have said this so many times before. If you see videos where all they do is promote hate to Blacks, they hate Blacks, or they hate women, or they hate Black women, or they hate only gays, something is behind all of that. Something is seriously behind all of this. There's an agenda with all of it. And here's the one with the hate groups that are promoting the killing of women and the murdering of women and misogyny and rape culture. They call themselves incels. It says these men blame women for their involuntary celibacy and sometimes advocate rape as part of the new crackdown on the forums. And they glorify and incite violence. And so whenever you hear videos where men do nothing but talking about hurting women, or let's get involved and sleep with the woman and make her think we want her, and then we'll do X, Y, and Z. And it pertains to murdering her, or hurting her, or beating her, or leaving her, or giving her a disease, knowing they have the disease. Now, some of these people that are getting HIV, and I've done videos on that, and STDs, some of these men, they may know they have a disease and they're angry. And so they'll give it to women just to be doing it. And they won't tell her that they've got something. They promote this type of stuff online. Well, this is pretty much the article. I just think women need to be a little more smarter and they need to be safer. And now that we've got this Me Too movement, oh boy, I bet there's a whole bunch of videos out now talking about how much they hate women. Give me your thoughts, your feedback, like, comment, subscribe, and think about it. Think about when you go on these online sites trying to meet people. You don't know if out of the 40,000 males that are involved in this group, if you're going to end up meeting one of these people. And you don't know what their motives are. Because people are good at lying. They're good at hiding who they are. They want you to see their best attributes when you first meet them. And then later, they unleash the ugly side of them. And you may not have ever known that that person was probably somebody that participated in this incel group. It's very dangerous and very problematic, and it has to be stopped. But I'm afraid it won't be easily stopped. I feel like women just need to be a lot more cautious and a lot more smarter because we're dealing with a whole nother animal in this new world. I say this to say this is a new world we're living in. New generations, new ideas, and not all of them are very good. Not healthy. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening. Be safe out there, people. Be safe.